very good morning to you on this Wednesday morning. I hope you are well. It is sort of sunny and then it goes behind the cloud and then comes back out again. So the weather is not too bad and it's a little bit warmer now. Yesterday I did wear a dress on Saturday and I was a bit cold. I wore sort of summery clothes yesterday and I was like sort of quite nice and warm. So I think we are warm. The weather is warming up finally a little bit. I love hot weather or warm weather. I just warm weather. I just want warm weather. I don't have to have hot. How are you doing? Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know how's the weather where you are. I am sort of baffled and amazed with all the time zones people are watching from and places. So do let us know. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. This is sort of kind of a very easy make on the surface. However, I put together quite a large bundle for you. So I'm very aware that, you know, end of the year coming up for children and grandchildren, craft fairs and school fetes are coming up. So I wanted to put something together, but not necessarily just for those reasons, but I wanted to put something together when you can have like a mass make, when you can make like, I don't know, 50 plus bracelets from a bundle, and then, you know, you can apply it or give it away as presents, or, you know, you can make it for yourself. You can wear it as stacking bracelets. They are quite nice. So I'm gonna turn you down and I'm gonna show you what was sort of the madness behind my thinking there. I love doing something like this because you get a variety of colors, you get a variety of sizes, you get a variety of beads, and then you can really experiment and you can really put them together. You can really, you know, do your own designs. Like, I'm sure there's no two people gonna make exactly the same bracelets because, you know, the patterns, what you're making with these ones could be absolutely endless, as there is so much in there. Good morning, Rachel, Lisa, Mina, Susan. Hello from New York. So New York is 5 hours behind us, so it must be 5 a.m. there. I'm slowly learning. Jen, good morning. Debbie, good morning too. Jen is saying it's bright in Sudbury. It was bright here as well, but somehow it's sort of gone like behind a little bit. So I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna turn you down because the make is not going to be very long, but more importantly, I really want to show you what you get in the bundle, and I'm gonna pop you over to the website as well. Let me just bring it up. So share the screen. There we go. So you know what to do by now. Go to totallybeads.co.uk. You're gonna, like, we have been sort of tweaking the website. You're gonna click on jewelry making and you're gonna go into video tutorials. You're gonna scroll down and we got hundreds of makes over the last 4 years, like a very long time, believe it or not. Bracelet bundle pack, that's what you're gonna click on, and they are the beads what we put together are $39.99. They were $39.99. There is loads of crystals in there. I'm just gonna click on any of them, and it's discounted down to $29.99. So you get 6 colors of 6x8 crystals. You get 2 colors of 4x6 crystal rondelles. You get miracle beads, 5 different colors of them, so 5 bags of miracle beads, and these are normal amount what we would sell on the website as well. You get charms, you get jump rings, you get acrylic spacer beads, you get alloy spacer bead, alloy hanger bead. It's really, I'll show you what's the importance of the alloy bead in there, because we're going to hide the knot. We will be using a different elastic, not the normal elastic what we normally use, and you know why we're going to be using a needle as well with this. So it's kind of, if you got, like, you can get children involved in this one because with needle they can pick it up very easily. It comes with elastic cord and a big eye needle as well. Hi, no Facebook again. Okay, so give me just 1 second and I am going to turn Facebook on as well. Let's see. We're trying to get all sorts of ways around it. Hang on. It's gonna be joining. It's gonna be doing all sorts of different things. Hold on, let me just come back from the page. You don't sort of me trying. Okay, so let's click me on here. No, I can't because I'm not live from there. I'm live from my software. So I'm not sure. I think we're gonna have to rethink this. Let me just, if I do this, will it this do? It says it's offline. Troubleshooting on Wednesday morning. There we go. I'm not sure. Let me know. Let me know if it comes alive on Facebook as well. Maybe. Not sure. Let me know. Let me know if it comes alive on Facebook as well, and then and what you can see. So I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna turn you down to my mat, and I'm gonna show you all the different lovely beads what are in the kit. I'm just sort of conscious. I don't know sort of what camera is going or do what channel as well. But I got a message coming up during this broadcast. You can support my page by sending there. So Totally Beads page did come up. So that's good. So I think we are live there as well. And can I click? No, that's actually completely gone. My channel, but never mind. I don't know. We figure it out. The picture on the stand is struggling with you trying to add Facebook. Morning, everyone. Facebook is here now. Camille, you are live now on Facebook. Brilliant. So is that on Totally Beads? I'm live. So let me turn you down and zoom in this a bit and show you the beads. Right. Okay. So let me turn you. Let me. It is. I can see that. It's some reason it says Natalie Pattern Jewelry in the corner there, so I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna get going. I'm gonna show you these beautiful beads. So there's 4 different bundles. I done 4 different colorways because what I wanted to do, I wanted to include different colors together so you can experiment with them and you can put them together. So most of the sort of the color of the rainbows and all the colors we do will be in one of the bundles. So we got pink silvers, we got purple greens, we got sky, and we got a sunset. So you got the pink silvers. Let me show you that one first. I love this one, this colorway. So we get beautiful crystal colors. Pinks, silvers, sort of, this one has got like an AB finish on there with pink, and I added sort of whites and clear ones in there as well. This one has got like a hint of blue. I'm gonna pop that in there, and then the silver as well. So you get a lot of crystals in there. We already making up the samples, had to open these crystals. So we got. Oh, no, they are extras. Brilliant. Okay, so I don't need those. Just getting the samples out. We get the miracle beads as well. We're gonna try to go sort of pinks and silver colors. You get your, and this one comes with the silver spacer beads. So the spacer beads are acrylic spacer beads. I love them because they don't discolor. You can use them for a very long time. Good morning, Kitty, and everyone. Lane is saying on Facebook. I can see Brian. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Camille. You're now, yeah. Thank you. Okay, cool. So you get charms made with love, so they are perfect. You get little hanger beads, and there are some other beads as well. So if you don't want to add the charms and the hanger beads on there, there are some large rondelles, and they play a crucial. In our plan. Right, okay, let me just pop these back and then I get the next one. So this one is the pink silver. Anna, bless her work, made some samples for us. Thank you so much, Anna, to help and get. The girls are so good at work because Anna is so good with colors, and Gabby is actually quite good with colors as well. They all kind of have their own little taste, and I love, like, sometimes when I'm putting something together, I do my colorways and I sometimes ask them, so what would you put like with this one, and they have like a complete different look. I love it. So next one is the greens. Now purple green. So here I added apply purpley colors and greens together. It's sort of very much of a earthy colorway, this one, and there's a red in the red rainbow in there as well. But then you get like a little bit of blue hint here going on with the greens. So it's all kind of merging and going together. Right, there's the bracelet. The miracles, I put this one. So I put like a lilac-y color. I put greens and browns with this one, and the spacer beads, and the charms and everything else is gold in this one, because I think that would have gone really nice with this one, and the elastic and everything else. Make a note of it, which one you want me to demo with, so I can get the one you want me to demo with out and demo for you. Next one is sky blue. You know me, I love my blues. I added some purples in there. So the purple in the green one were more plummy colors, and this one are more sort of a purpley lavendery colors in there. I love mixing purples and blues together. I think they're just so nice. So that's your crystals. I'll just grab these samples out. So as you can see, as I'm putting the samples out there, like, you know, many different ones made different way. And there, got sort of a darker purple. I put like a pink and a couple of aquas and a blue in there for the miracle bead. There is silver, what comes with this one in terms of charms and the beads. Right, last but not least, we got the beautiful sunset. So we got golds, reds, sort of burnt orange. I love this oyster color, I think it's called. We got champagne colors. So I love colors like this, and this is, I suppose, how, like, if I talk about my sort of personal color journey, maybe 20 years ago, I would have never used these colors. I would have like, no, that's not me. I can't wear golds and reds and whatnot. I would have been like, no, not at all. But now, I suppose I'm getting older, I'm appreciating more and more colors, and I am really drawn to, I think it come from, I always loved blues. So I started to mix, in my own personal career, I started to mix purple with blues, and I really loved that combination. Then I done more purple stuff, and then from there I started to mix actually a gold with purple, which I really loved again. And then from that you sort of start to mix more and more colors. Sunset, yes, absolutely. And this one comes with the gold spaces. Right, okay, let's get going. The first kit pink is silver is my favorite, Debbie's saying. Morning, Catherine. Sunset, Camille's saying. Pink, silver pinks are my favorite, Jenny's saying. So come on, I need you to let me know what other color do you want, or what color do you want me to demo with. I'm just gonna pop the samples in here for you and show you what the girls made up. You can like mix them in any way, and there is just so much in there. It's really a perfect make for school fights, perfect make for, you know, little presents, because you don't just have to wear one, you can stack them up and wear sort of multiple. Silver pink's my favorite, Jen saying. Come on ladies, I need to know, and gentlemen, I need to know what color to demo with. So you tell me what color to demo with. Let me know. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. I got cream in my coffee this morning. I came down to make coffee, and one of my lovely little darlings, I don't know which one was it, but used up all the milk from the fridge. So I was like, what do I do now? And so I've got double cream in my coffee, and actually it tastes really nice. I used to have it with double cream a long time ago when I did this special diet thing, and it tastes really good. Blues, Tracy's saying. So we got 2 for silver pinks, we got blues, we got 2 for the blues, we got sunset. Pink and purple looks nice too. Camille's saying pink and silver, purples, blues. I think the blues are winning, so we're gonna have to go with the blues. Them we are the blues. Black AB, Brian is saying, well, there is some darker colors in the blues as well. I'm trying to green and orange, and I'm saying, so see, like all of you like liking different colors. I love it. I'm gonna do the blues because most of you are saying the blues. So the blue comes with the black elastic, and this one has 20 meters on there. Now this, and I'm going to zoom in to show you, this is I need my glasses on. So why can't I see the end of the elastic? Because I haven't got my glasses on. So this is a fabric covered elastic. So in this you have got, and I'm just going to sort of pull the end of it and I'm show you what to do, because we want to be able to use a big eye needle with this one. Just got the big eye needle now, so I'm trying to separate the end, and I'm going to pull this fabric end sort of to the side. I want to expose the core of the elastic, because this is what you're going to make the difference for you. I mean, you could glue the end and you could add or nail polish on the end to stiffen it and add the beads on it. However, if you can use a needle, then it makes life so much differently. So I'm just pulling on them. There's a couple of different ways to do it. So I'm just fraying the end of it. Some colors are more more tightly woven, I think. Let me just get rid of this bit. Just gonna cut that end, and I'm gonna keep sort of just teasing the end of it to come apart. I want to get to the core, and I can kind of see it just there. It's poking through. There we go. Can you see, like, there is the core of the elastic there, just in there? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this outer fabric back on the core. There we go. And I'm going to pull on the core itself. So I'm going to hold on to the core, and I'm going to do the opposite next. I'm going to tease the fabric and pull it sort of between my fingers and pull it the other way. What I want to be able to do is to pull some of the middle out of this fabric. Come on. Sometimes I cut down on the side, and I'll show you another way to do it as well. Sometimes I cut down on the side of it. Let me just trim these ends off, because I keep getting caught with the end. So I just want to get to that core. And I guess it depends. Oh, come on. It can be like this part of it can be probably the most hardest part of the whole thing, but it will make sense in a second just why we're doing that, and then sort of it will be hard at the beginning, but it will be so much easier later on. Okay, I think I got it. So I'm just holding on to the elastic itself, and I'm pulling this part back. I'm trying to pull it back quite a bit. I'm just going to keep on pulling this very, very gently, very slowly pulling it. And can you see like how much we pulled that already? And I'm going to keep on pulling it. At one point this is going to snap, because the tension is going to build up, which is fine. So what we want to create, and again I'm pulling it out a bit more. So you've got 20 meters on there. Don't forget, every single time then if you do cut your ends, you're gonna have to do this. So what I like to do, I think that will be enough. So I pulled probably about an inch out. I'm gonna cut as close as I can on this to my end there. There we go. So I cut that much out. And now I'm going to do the opposite again. So I'm going to be pulling back the end. There we go. So can you see, if I hold it sort of, if I hold it out, we have got a couple of inches here at the end when there is no middle. And then this part of our elastic become much thinner. And because it become much thinner, now we can use a big eye needle on there, and we can get the beads on really quickly on our elastic. It's a little bit hard at the beginning, but it's gonna be much easier from now on. So big eye needle, the whole of the needle is an eye, so I usually hold it at two ends. Oops, and I ping it across the room. Hold it at the two end, and I'm just gonna push down on sort of inwards a little bit, and then push down right in the middle to open this up. There we go. And then I'm just gonna pop the end of the elastic in there. So this was all my prep, because now this part of it is thin enough that the bead's gonna go on very easily. So our prep is done, and usually what I do, we're gonna do the blues. We're gonna do the blues. What I do, I get all the beads out and then create a pattern with it. Now I could do any color really I like, sort of mix any of the beads, or just add the spacers, add the miracles in if I want to, or any of the combinations. Which one shall I like? There is so much to like. There's so many different patterns you can make. You can add larger ones and smaller ones together. You can really do a lot with this. How about, I'm going to use this. I'm going to make something which is a little bit more sometimes that I'm going to use, they both have the same colors in there but different sizes. I'm going to use the silver spacer in between them, and I'm going to use the miracle beads. So I'm just going to pop these out on my mat. So what the beauty thing of is this elastic, that once you have done the end, once you prepped it, you can very, very quickly pick up all the beads needed for a bracelet. So I am just going to take these crystals off. So because I got the big eye needle, I can just pick them up, sort of stab my needle at them, and I can, let me just pull this into shot so you can see as well. I can just sort of stab my needle at it. So I can create any pattern I want. And I think especially if you do something like this with children, perhaps they want to make up some presents for their teachers, it's a really great way and a very quick way to do something quickly together. I'm going to put 3 of those in there. So it just doesn't have to be one by one, it can be any pattern we want to make up. And then I quite easily, I can just pull this down. And I'm probably going to mess up the pattern what I created, so it's going to be a little bit all different patterns together, but it's going to be good. And that, and this one, and a silver, and I'm going to add 3 of the miracles on there. So again, I like to, I love these longer big eye needles, because I can do the whole sort of sequence I want to do, and then I pull it down. I can double check it before I pull it down, and then I can go in and do the next sequence I need to do. So what I would do with this kit, if I was making jewelry up from this, I would just sort of sit there and string up bracelets. You approximately know how big you want to make your bracelet, so use a ruler if you need to, in terms of like checking the pattern if it's the right amount. But you can always add a couple of extra beads on, and once you come to sort of slicey and dicey at the end, you can always take a couple of beads away. So let's see how long is this. So I got 3, actually we don't need that crystal, 3 times the pattern there, which is 12, just over 12 centimeters. This is not long enough for me, so I do need, so it just is under 5 inches, and I like my bracelets about 7.5 inches, a little bit loose. Even if they're elastic, I like them a little bit loose. So I'm gonna need another couple of patterns in this one. So I would just keep adding. So I would add 1 bracelet on, and then I would go on and add another bracelet on, and another one until, you know, I added maybe 10 or 20 bracelets worth of beads on there, and then I can just sort of sit down and do all the making part, sort of the finishing and tying part. Just just double checking the pattern. Yeah, all good. So off you go down. And I'm gonna add one more, but if I add one more, it might actually be a little bit too big. So we will troubleshoot that just in a sec. Kimberly saying, I love miracle beads. I love miracle beads as well. I go through, I don't know about you, let me know if you are the same, but I go through phases in my jewelry making. So I would make, I don't know, a lot of stuff with pearls. Then I would make a lot of stuff with crystals. Then I would make a lot of stuff with miracle beads. It's kind of, you keep going backwards and forwards. Yeah, this is definitely going to be too big, this pattern. So I'm going to have to take something away from, because now we are 8 inches. So I need to take away a little bit of the pattern. So if I wanted to, I could have added, if I added just one miracle bead, it would have been exactly the right amount. But I have got 3 miracle beads on there. So it's gonna be too big. So if I even that, yeah, so I need to properly discard this amount, and then I put this together and tie this together. My pattern is gonna be continuous there. I'm gonna have, maybe that don't need to be there either. My pattern is gonna be continuous there, just with the crystals on the top. However, it's not going to look out of the place. I got a little bit more crystals here. Hold on, let me just push this out of the shot now and bring this up. Not going to be looking out of a place that you got like a couple of extra crystals here, or you got less beads on the side there, because the overall color and overall pattern kind of sort of repeating all the way around. So that would be one bracelet for me, and then I would go ahead and start another bracelet. We got plenty of time, so I'm just gonna pick out another color. So I'm gonna use this crystal. So I could make a bracelet where I let's say I'm just gonna use these larger crystals on the front of it. So I'm just gonna pick up the crystals and the spacer beads in between. I love these spacer beads. So I want maybe about 4-inch worth of crystals and spacer beads. So I'm just using this one crystal. I want it's quite nice and simple. There's so many different things you can do with a bundle like this. I love working with it, because you make one thing and you think, oh, and how about if I combine this with that, or if I combine that further, or if I combine, you know, whichever way. It does help if you're doing something like this when you're working with a big bundle. To have a couple of bead mats, or what I love, and what's this actually on the table as well, is just a fleecy material I got in the material shop. I think they're about £5 a meter. They got a different quality to them as bead mats. I love bead mats on my trays. These ones are a bit more squidgy, so sometimes like using it with smaller beads, bead mats are better, but I love these two as well. So it's cover a table with something, or sort of a towel which has got a very short woven to it, would really help as well. Cover a table with something like that, and then you can really put all the beads out in different piles and just get lost in sort of making. Right, I probably got more than enough for a top part here. I could go all the way around just with this pattern if I wanted to, but I'm wanting to add some miracle beads to the back. So I'm going to push those away. So in this one, I'm just going to add the miracle beads on. So I'm still on the same strand. I haven't cut it off that, and I would keep going and making these as I go along. Keep adding different patterns on there. Spend maybe half an hour stringing on 20 bracelets. Probably even more than that you could string on, because they're quite quick. And then I would sit down and start cutting it up and doing. So I got more than enough length here, because again, if I measure this again, I have got 18 centimeters. I need a couple more. So just a little bit more. So do keep a ruler just by the side. Right, I'm deliberately making it bigger because I want to make a point. Right, so now I have got 21 centimeters. Brilliant. So zoom out a little bit. I use these spacer beads a lot in 3 and 4 millimeter. They are lovely. These are 4 millimeter ones. So I'm just going to take the end off. Now imagine I got all these patterns and I got 20 different bracelets already strung on everywhere. So I'm going to take the end off because we'll be cutting this off. If then I want to come back and add more beads onto it, use my bigger needle, I would have to go through the same process or doing that end there. So I'm just going to tie a knot on here. So while we're dealing with it, it's not all going to fall off. So the first thing I usually do is to separate up my patterns. And then I will pull this up to, I want to have as less wastage as possible on my bracelet, because the more elastic I use or the longer ones I cut up now, the more wastage I have, the less bracelets I can make. So I'm going to work out first of all how many I need on these, because I deliberately, remember, made it a little bit smaller. I can already see if I tie this together there, I'm missing a bead there, so I'm definitely need to take away one crystal already. So let's see this one for size. It's going to be a little bit too big. So then I got a choice. Then either pull back some of the crystals or some of the miracle beads. I'm going to pull back some of the crystals. So there you go. We got exactly the right size there. Now, one thing we need to do, and discard the end there because that's thinner there, so we can't cut it on there. So I'm going to cut this up now. I'm only going to leave maybe just over an inch, under a couple of inches, because I don't want to have a lot of wastage. So one thing what we need is our metal, and I'm going to use a hanger bead on this one. Now this hanger bead could be in like this, for this bracelet is going to be on the side of the bracelet, but you could have we could have added this hanger bead right in the middle here, or we could have added it in the middle of here. It's really, it's up to you. I quite like, so when I'm wearing charms on a bracelet, and I know I only got this one on, but let me just put this bracelet on. Which one? This one's got a charm on. So if I put this one on, like, and this one is a little bit too small for me, but just I don't like to wear the charm on the top or the bottom of my wrist, because if it's on the bottom of my wrist, I'm always afraid that it's get caught with things. If it's on the top, then it's just sort of just hangs there and sort of comes and goes. I like to wear the charm just on the side there, sort of kind of dangling and hanging on the side, but it's again personal preference where you like to wear. So when I'm making bracelets like this, I do like to add the charm sort of to the side of the bracelet. Right, okay, so I'm going to pop this on. Now this one has got a large hole, quite a large hole, and the large hole is there to hide our knot. Now this is a fabric covered elastic, and you will knot it exactly the same way as you would knot a normal elastic, and you can add nail varnish or a bit of glue on the top of the knot to really bind it together. And because it's fabric covered, that nail varnish or glue is really going to take and really going to secure your knot. I find just sort of doing a left over right, so I just sort of, or right over left, I'm saying left over right and that came the opposite way, and keeping it under and then bringing it the other way. So the first time I went this way, now I'm going this way, and then pull the other end through. So I'm creating a square knot in there, and I keep holding on to a little bit of tension at the bottom. I'm not letting the elastic to travel back to, but I'm going to come in a little bit of trouble because of the knot. There we go, and I'm just going to pull it tight. And I actually add an extra knot on there as well. There we go. So we got 3 knots. So again, left over right, right over left, left over right. Okay, to take the spacer bead off as a hanger, we see it better. Too late. I knotted it now, you know. Yes, it would have stuck better, and it would have been a nicer color. Right. So at this point, I could even. There's another thing we could do. So I always add a 3rd knot on my elastic, but you can add. So let's imagine, or we do it on the other one. We do it on the other bracelet. I'm just gonna grab a jump ring, because I thought I had the jump ring here, and then I didn't. Just grabbing a jump ring. So then I would use nail varnish or a little bit of glue just to secure that knot and trim my ends up. So we'll trim it quite close. There we go. And that as well. Now this is when I would wait until this dries out, and then quite simply, I know I left it quite long because I want to show you, I would cut quite closer, so I would probably leave like a couple of millimeter. But the whole point of this, having a hanger bead like this with a large hole, that then I can go ahead and pull this knot into the bead itself. There we go. And just pull it right over. And then that knot will be covered, so our ends would be smaller. Let me just trim it because it's gonna, just cutting it a little bit closer. Our ends will be hidden in that bead. There we go. So because I added a hanger bead, and you have got large hole beads in there, alloy beads which are not, haven't got hanger beads on them, you're gonna need a jump ring. And I'm just gonna grab a jump ring and I'm gonna add on a charm. So jump ring, a couple of pliers. I can only find, oh no, there is. There's nothing. So I'm going to open and close the jump ring. I think by now everybody knows how to open and close the jump ring. I'm trying to hold it parallel with a little sort of cut right at the top. I'm going to twist one towards me, the other one away, pop the hanger bead on there. At the same time, I'm going to pop a charm on there. And I love these charms, which says made with love, perfect presents really. And then I'm going to do the same thing, twist it back in. I'm going to go past the midway just a tiny bit, and then kind of sort of let it spring shut, and my bracelet is done. So that's one sort of bracelet done as I go. Now, because we got, remember I said you're going to do 20, you're going to put 20 on there before you go. I'm going to discard the ones I don't need already, because that was like sort of from the previous bracelet. And what did we say with this one? That we need to make it smaller, didn't we? So we're going to take apart, again I'm going to get the ruler